personal virgin.
A personal virgin?
Today we are doing part 2 of our sex series.
So we're talking about the choice that you have, believe it or not, to wait until marriage. And you may have already had sex, maybe you've had some bad experiences, maybe you're reevaluating it, and now you're deciding, you know what, I don't know if this is something that is bringing me any happiness. I don't know if this is bringing me what I hoped it would bring me in a relationship. And maybe now you're like, is there a reason to wait until marriage? Well, that's what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about the choice of remaining a virgin and the prejudice against virgins, because it's a big one out there. Mm-hmm. You felt it.
Yeah.
I didn't feel it when I was, growing up, when I was in my teens and when I was in my early 20s, and I was a virgin when I got married. There was no prejudice against being a virgin. In fact, there was a round of applause for the most part if you were going to stay a virgin. You're not going to get that nowadays.
I think that nowadays, if you don't have sex, you're considered like weird and there's something wrong with you, and like you're kind of like cast aside in society almost. Like health class, doctor visits, friends, family, going on dates with people, and everybody's like, oh, you don't want to just hook up? Oh, well, I guess check please. Nobody even knows that there's virgins. It's like this weird thing, and I don't know why it should be, because it's just the same as like having sex. It's just a different spectrum. It's not having sex, having sex. They're both decisions. So why is one?
Yeah, and you're an adult. And these are both decisions that an adult can make. Why is it that in society we applaud people for having sex with multiple partners whenever they want, but we won't applaud anyone for their decision not to have it? It's everyone's right, it's everyone's personal choice, and everyone has reasons for why they will have sex or won't have sex. Let's respect people who decide they're not going to. It doesn't mean you're weird, uninformed, crazy, in a cult, some kind of Amish Mennonite woman, and no offense to the Amish and Mennonite people out there. But honestly, people act like you're absolutely from another age. Mm-hmm. And actually, you probably are.
Yeah.
You're the last of the dying breed. Virgins. Are there any out there?
I was just having a physical with my primary doctor for the first time. It was a new doctor, and my old doctor already knew like my stance on it, and she never made me feel weird about it. But then this doctor, instead of asking if I was sexually involved, she said, are you romantically involved? Yeah. And then when I said no, she went, as soon as you're romantically involved, you're going to be having sex. So let's talk about that. I'm like, no, I'm actually waiting until marriage to have sex. And she's like, right.
Yeah, she did
like,
not.
She didn't believe it.
You're not going to hang in there.
Which, it's like, almost, even if you were a virgin and you keep getting this constant negative feedback, I see why people end up falling or like actually having sex, because there's nobody bringing them up or reminding them that this is a good decision, this is a healthy decision, not only for mind, body, and soul. Yeah. It's like that you're doing the right thing. Keep going. Stay strong.
Like, if that's your value, and today we're not trying to tell anyone they have to have this value. We're talking to people who want to wait until marriage. Even if you've had sex before and now you no longer want to, or if you're a virgin. We just want to offer the encouragement. Mm-hmm. First of all, you're not crazy, and secondly, keep going with that decision, but you're not getting the support out there. You're not getting the applause. You're not getting doctors saying, okay. And I understand why the doctor said as soon as you fall in love, because what did she equate that with? She equated that when you are emotionally involved with somebody, right away you're going to lose the desire to rationally say, you know what though, I'll kiss you or I'll do this, but I'm stopping right here because I don't want to go any further, because I'm going to wait until marriage. She is under the assumption, and a lot of people are, that your mind goes out the door, that your will goes out the door, and you know what? For some people, it does. When you're making out with somebody, you can lose your resolve to wait, and your resolve to hold on to your virginity. So how do you hold on to it? Do you have to lock yourself in chains? Do you not go out? People want to know.
I think for me, I have a very logical mindset. So even when I'm kissing someone in the back of my head, I have like this thing of like, okay, I'm aware, and then I'm like, all right, let's stop, let's slow this down.
That's not fun, is it?
It's not necessarily. Well,
Yeah,
it's
people
not.
want to have fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is this? It's true though. This generation's all about fun, easy
Feel
going,
good.
let go, have some pot, have some sex, let's do whatever. It's the generation of
If it feels good, do it.
yeah,
Whenever you want.
yeah.
With
But
whoever.
the thing is, by staying a virgin, you're also forgetting all the benefits. Like, people think it's just a bad thing because, oh, you haven't ever experienced sex.
You're missing out.
You're missing out.
Yeah.
But when you're a virgin, you don't have to worry about sexual diseases. You don't have to worry about heartbreak from giving yourself away to someone and then them rejecting you or something like that. You don't have to worry about getting pregnant. You don't have to worry about, like, having to tell your spouse or how many people you've slept with and, like,
Yeah.
having that. Because that is also sometimes really hard and hurtful and something you have to work through with someone.
Because you're not, sometimes we don't think ahead. There are a lot of people out there want to get married. Maybe you've slept around with a lot of people. And now all of a sudden you're saying, you know, a lot of people have been told it's not going to affect your future. You can you have the right to sleep with however many partners, and you do. Go ahead. And as long as you use a condom, as long as you try to stay away from
Yeah.
sexual diseases, which good luck, that's going to be hard. Try to avoid pregnancies. Therefore, you're trying to avoid abortions. There's a lot of things you're trying to avoid at the same time that you're going after having a sexual experience. When you're a virgin, you're avoiding the sexual experience, but by avoiding the sexual experience and waiting until marriage, you avoid all these other negatives.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah, you miss out on the positive, which is, quote, the sexual experience. If the sexual experience is all about how you feel good, all about the physicality of it, yeah, then you're really missing out right now, and I feel for you, I'm sorry. But if it's more than physical, if it's an emotional bond, if it's a spiritual connection, then maybe you're not missing out, because maybe the best connection is with somebody who will love you, who has committed to you. Really, is the virgin going through all of this trauma and prejudice out there, is she or he really in that bad of shape as society would tell you? Because society right now is telling you, you are missing out. And I think it's a lie. I don't think that people who are having sex all over the place are all that happy. Maybe some of them are having great sexual experiences, and some of them are writing about it. Watch their videos, they're talking about it. But honestly, are they having a deep emotional, spiritual connection? Are they feeling loved? Are they feeling cherished? So there's a lot of pressure that people feel like, I'm not going to have the greatest sex of my life. I didn't have the greatest sex of my life the very first time, but I've had the greatest life with your dad.
If you have any questions on this topic, please ask them and we will try to answer them in our next video on our series about sex. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
So V is for virgin and V is for victory.